Hi guys, we want to start our Bomber Boy videos here with making some bombs. So let's create a new Unity project, and I'm going to do create a new Unity project. I'm just going to put it in downloads for now, and I'm going to call it bboy underscore bomb making. And the first thing I'm going to do is just import some assets. So one is the asset store. There is this pretty awesome set of assets that you can find. It's called sample assets. It was released a while back by Unity when they were testing the next set of standard assets for Unity 4.6. And so here it is. It's called, in its full entirety, Standard Assets for Unity 4.6. I guess I can maximize this tab so you guys can see it better. There she blows. And I don't want all of this. It's huge. In fact, I want very little. But I encourage you guys to search through and take a look at some of the awesome things in here. A lot of it has been ported to the new standard assets in Unity 5, so some of this stuff is not Unity 5 compatible, but some is. I am going to fetch right now under effects. What I really want, simple enough here, is fire, explosion, and fire wave. These, for some reason, are not in the standard assets, so you have to go back to this package to go fetch them. The other thing I'm going to take, so basically I want nothing except fire and fire explosion. Great. And then if you keep going through, a couple other things that I wanted to play with this time are the, it's way down here under, I think, environment. I don't want skyboxes. Those are old skyboxes. They're obsolete. Don't want terrain assets. I don't want tree color. Good gracious, where is this? Prototyping. I'm so close. Prototyping textures. There we go. Grab all the prototyping textures. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. These are fun. So what did I get? I just got these textures and I got these sounds. That's all I wanted from here. There's a lot of neat stuff in there though if you want to fish around sometime. Next up, I'm going to reduce that guy. I'm going to go to more standard stuff. I think I'm going to import the entire character stuff, at least, yeah, okay, so I don't need rollerball or third person, but I am going to go with first person character. All of first person character, and I think you pretty much always get in trouble if you don't bring in some of this other stuff. So first person character plus that. Here we go. So yeah, before you even start the project, we've got some stuff in here that should be fun to use. More stuff, assets, import package, particle systems. I'm going to grab all of particle systems, the whole thing. Right, we did that to get the newest explosion code. Okay, great, here we go. Time to get to work with building a bomb and a floor and stuff. Camera 0, 0, 0. Actually 0, 2, 0. I'm going to create a floor this time, and I'm just going to use a plane for my floor. Planes are fancy, 0, 0, 0 by default. You can see it's a little small. I'm going to make it 3 by 1 by 3. Nah, I'll make it 2 by 1 by 2. Yeah, I like to be able to see the edges. Great, great, great. I'm going to delete this main camera. Kind of crazy. No main camera. But because I took the time to do it, under characters, first person controller, under prefabs here, we have an FPS controller. And we're going to use a canned FPS controller, at least in this demo, probably in the game. I don't know why they spawned him here. Let's put him at 0, 0, 0. You look carefully, you can kind of make out that he's somewhat underground. That's no good. Looks like by putting him at 1, he's good. If you hit play now, by the way, you should be able to run around your little square. And yeah, if you fall off the square, he goes a little crazy, and it ain't good. Okay, so there you have it. Now let us move around our world. We'll use that some later. What else do I want? I like the way he's configured by default, so I'll just let him be. It's time to start making a bomb. Okay, let's create a bomb. Let's go fast. Create a 3D object. You might have guessed I wanted a sphere. And I want to put it right in front of the camera, which is at 0, let's say 0, 3, 4. There he is. And I'm going to bring him out of the ground a little bit. There he is. Really easy to see. There's my bomb. I should call him bomb. I'm actually going to call him red bomb. That's what we're going to start building, a red bomb. This game is going to have different colored bombs with different properties. If he's going to be red, it's time to start creating my own assets. I'm going to create a new folder called My Assets. It represents the stuff that I am playing with as opposed to all the other crap we just imported. And in here, I'm going to create material. And I call it the red bomb material. So yeah, a lot of things will be called red bomb, but they're all going to be different types. One of the things about the red bomb material is it's supposed to be red. And you can see that I dragged it to the red bomb itself. So now the red bomb is red. We're happy campers with that. Yay for the red bomb. What else does a bomb need? There's some stuff that a bomb needs for sure. But for now, I'm happy with that. In fact, the point of this is not too many other things. Let's create as a child of the red bomb a cylinder. Look at this massive cylinder. The point of this thing is to eventually be a fuse. So I'm going to call him the fuse. And I'm going to scale him down, say 0.1 by 1 by 0.1. Okay, that's about the right size in terms of its diameter. Obviously, he's way too tall. I'd say 0.25 maybe. Drag him up. How's that look like? That looks like an okay fuse to me. Let's see. 0.75 would be the Y value. Now, this little cylinder is a child of the red bomb. And his local coordinates are 0, 0.75, 0. And he's got this scale. As you can see all this here. And that makes a fuse. Now, a lot of people would have modeled this all in Blender to make a really cool looking bomb. We don't have the skills or the time to do that right now. So, fancy little fuse. And so here we go. The next thing that I want for my fuse is another child. And that child is going to be special effects that kind of looks like sparks. We actually have that. If we look at standard assets, particle systems, prefabs, flare. Flare works great. I'm going to make that a child of fuse. I'm going to drag him in there. You guys see he's a child of fuse. He's kind of off, isn't he? I want him at 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0 corresponds, by the way, to the very top of the fuse. And 0, negative 1, 0 corresponds to the very bottom of the fuse. So just pay attention to that. We'll come back to it later. That's the beauty of the child relationship. And the flare code is actually, its job is going to be to slide down the fuse. Here we go. Simple enough. This whole particle system stuff, pretty complicated, but the prefabs are pretty nice. Add component, new script. And I'm going to call this, I don't want to call them, hold on. This thing shouldn't be called the flare. It should be called the sparks. Sparks. And I'm going to create a new script called the Spark Controller. Spark Controller. Here we go. There he is, spark controller. Spark controller is going to slide the sparks down the fuse. Do a little bit of window reorganization here. Right. Spark controller. Here we go. His job, as we talked about, was just to move down the fuse. Move down the fuse. Simple enough. I could write code like this. Vector 3 space local position. So I'm going to be working with local position. I'll just call it POS. But to get that local position, we're going to use the transform.local position vector. And then if I just want to move down, I say position.y minus equals, let's say 1 times time.delta time. What this says is move down at about 1 unit per second. Now remember, we're dealing with local position. Let's remember to reassign the new value. And thus, since I wanted to go from 1 to -1 here, we're moving 1 to second. It's going to take 2 seconds for these sparks to move down. Watch. Right? They took 2 seconds. They keep moving down forever, which is not too good. But there he goes, 1, 2, and he's at the bottom. Okay. Fine. If I want to slow that down, I want to do something like this. Let's create a public float that represents the what I'll call the spark time. Maybe we say we wanted 3 seconds to go all the way from the top to the bottom. 3 seconds. So right now he's taking 2 seconds. If I do a little bit of math here, 2 divided by spark time, that means he'll move 2 units over 3 seconds. 2 units over 3 seconds. I think that's what I want. So spark time will control how long it takes to get to the bottom of the flares. In fact, just for purposes of demonstration, let's put 7 seconds. We should be able to count to about 7 as that happens. Be careful here. Make sure that this says 7, because this is the public field that's actually going to be read. So let's see, 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay for me. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. Next up is making that thing stop when it hits the bottom. So simple enough. If position.y is less than -1, we've reached the bottom, right? And we can just destroy this game object. So now that should totally get rid of the sparks. Totally get rid of them. I'm not waiting 7 seconds this time. A little crazy. You know, maybe a 3-second timer is good. Remember to change the public field actually, which is located right here. 3 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go away. Great. What else do I want to do? Yeah. In my next video, we'll work on explosions, but this was just kind of a setup thing. So just to finish my setup really quick, I did make you guys import some sample assets, and I want to use one of them right now. Under prototyping textures, I'm going to take this green text, no, that thing's too bright, this gray texture and put it right on the plane that is the floor. You see how the plane looks better? It's going to be so much better for debugging. I'm going to rename this plane to floor. So there you go. You have a game where there's a fuse that goes around. You can kind of jump up and the fuse disappears once the sparks are done. I mean, the sparks disappear once they're down the fuse. All right. See you in the next vid.